What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the KCM. Season 3, Week 2 is about to begin. We've got Barracks versus YSC for game number 1. Let's get it started. Alright, here we go. Barracks here in the top right, YSC in the bottom left. This week, gonna be a little different, guys. We do not have a co-caster. Shun is sick. Just gonna be a cheeky solo cast with your boy Saiyan SC. I've been sick as well, honestly, recently. I got sick first, and then Shun caught it from me, I guess. What I'm trying to say is a little bit too much making out after the streams. Gotta keep our hands off of each other. That's the lesson that we learned from this week of illness. But I'm gonna try and stick it out here. I'm about 90% recovered. I've still been doing solo casts from the ladder and stuff, but I may have to take breaks here and there just to blow my nose and cough or whatever, but we will get through this, guys. The KCM waits for no man. We've got quite a lineup here. I'm feeling like a Zerg victory is more than likely at this point. Look at who we've got for Terran. Light Sock Barracks. Barracks is a great player. He's the red Terran here on screen, but he hasn't quite hit his stride yet. He's a player with a lot of potential. He has made it into the ASL before, but he hasn't really gotten to the highest levels as of yet. He's occupying a space here in the Terran sphere that's similar to Rush and Royal of about 2 to 3 years ago. So as he goes to improve, as he works hard on his play, we may end up seeing him take up that mantle, but he's not quite there yet. Sock is an older player, been around for a long time, hasn't had the results of someone like Light. Light is the ringer here on the Terran squad. For the Protoss, we've got Snow Mini. Those are both excellent players. YSC has never qualified for an ASL. I'm not expecting too much here out of him in this match. He has played in quite a few KCMs, but his results have been varied. The Zerg lineup is insane. We got Soul Key Queen here. Oh yeah, important to mention as well, Bisu missing from this Protoss squad was absolutely insane last week. Did so much heavy lifting for the Protoss squad, and without ruining the results, I am surprised to not see him here this week. Maybe they wanted to have a closer series. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but Bisu notably missing from this lineup. Then as we get into this one, a Vulture expand here coming out of Barracks. Gonna send that Vulture across the map. We'll meet the Dragoon in the middle. Gonna take a few shots from that Dragoon. Will run away though. Needs to keep this alive. We have to get some mines on the map here. Absolutely essential. We don't have a bunker, so skipping the bunker here. Barracks optimizing this Vulture expand very well. YSC has his Nexus finishing up now. Pretty standard builds out of both players. It's gonna come down to the macro, the micro here. and the decision making from this position. Neither player with a huge advantage in this early game. A robo coming up here in the main. Barracks hiding his vulture on the left-hand side. He's going to come over here in another few moments to start laying down mines and seizing that map control. YSC just going to have to sit back for now. Oh, look at this. Small move out with the single tank and quite a few Marines. If he can hit here before the observer comes out, maybe he can push the Dragoons back with the mines. Keep this tank alive. It's very hard to dive on a tank when you don't have the knowledge of where the mines are in front of your Dragoons. So maybe he can do something here. It is a risk. With 4 Dragoons, you can dive forward and two-shot that tank. But again, it is scary pushing forward with Dragoons against mines. There's 2 more Dragoons popping out, and looks like Barracks just going to head on back home, not going to test this defense here from YSC. Now the observer is on the field. YSC will be able to take some space here and potentially drop his 3rd Nexus. Turret's coming up in the main. Doesn't have an academy as of yet, so he hasn't gotten a full scout of what's going on from YSC, but recognizing that he's probably going to need some sort of turret ring here. There's going to be some sort of Reaver play, maybe a drop with Zealots or DTs. He doesn't know what's coming, but getting this turret ring up means he's going to be a little bit safer to everything. He knows at least that YSC didn't take a bunch of early bases, so this turret ring not going to hurt him too much. It's not like we've got, you know, 4th base coming up here from YSC already, but he is going to be cleaning out these mines. He's getting prepared for that 4th, and he also is getting into a very quick Templar archives. Forge here in the main and a Stargate. Okay. Looks like Arbiter going to be coming up here from YSC. 3 base Arbiter. It's quite early to be getting these Arbiters out, but not as early as a 2 base Arbiter. It's a more economical opener here from YSC. He will have that tech out pretty quick, but not insanely fast like we used to see from players like Stork. It's funny that that style has really fallen out of favor recently. I wonder why. It seems so powerful back in the day, the 2 base Arbiter, but we really don't see it much anymore. It's mostly all about shuttle play. Speed shuttles, Reavers, Storms, and of course Zealot bombs with huge amounts of gateways. Arbiter has fallen out of favor, but YSC gonna try and bring it back here. The cross map position may be factoring into his decision. It's very difficult to push across the map here as Barracks. The Terran player is going to have their work cut out for them getting all the way across. There's plenty of locations that they can be hit from. There's plenty of options for the Protoss player to try and surround and kill that army as it comes across. And Barracks not going to attempt any sort of push out just yet. Going for a 3rd base on location here. Has a decent number of factories. Actually, only 3. 3 factory expansion here. It's kind of a compromise between the more recent 4 and 5 factory expansion against those early shuttle plays. We could have had a shuttle out here for a bus, but because YSC is going for this more tech-heavy play, he's not going to have that big army that can break through the third base here for Terran. So Terran taking a small liberty here, building those factories a little bit later, just after the third base is done. We've seen players like Flash go for 2 factory expansions. We've seen even Fantasy go for, or excuse me, not Fantasy. We saw, I think it was Bisu. No, it was Best playing Terran on the channel, going for 1 factory third base, but that's just Protoss things. That's a Protoss player trying to play Terran. It's like we're getting a bit of damage here. Seemed like YSC was right on top of this. I'm surprised it got as many kills as it did. But it looks like quite a few probes went down there, about 4 or 5 at least, and a 5th base maybe coming up here for YSC shortly. SCV transfer coming through now. Barracks getting his miners to work here at the 3rd. His supply is quite far behind where Barracks is at this moment. That's a lot of gateways coming up for YSC. I think I might have messed up there. I'm saying YSC supply is a lot farther ahead than Barracks. We've got a 50 supply advantage here. And maybe a timing where YSC can get in here with a single stasis, lock down a bunch of tanks here, maybe 4 or 5 tanks, and try to break through. Excuse me, my voice. Looks like he's coming forward, looking for that stasis. Is there a big one here for him? Going for it. Stasis on 2 tanks. Okay, only 2 tanks. Not the greatest stasis in the world, but there's a lot of zealots in this army. Maybe he can still break through here. Zealots getting on top of all of these vultures. The vultures get eliminated very, very quickly. YSC overrunning this position. Not enough vultures here. Not enough mines as well in front of this army. And YSC steamrolls into the 3rd base. He's still got a lot of army here, along with this Arbiter. Will be able to push away the 3rd base. All the SCVs evacuated from that position. Barracks now 70 supply behind. Struggling to stabilize here. We'll be losing these SCVs at the 3rd. And I feel like this is a good time now to back away. YSC's done the damage. He's got more rounds of units coming out here. Save as many of these vultures, or as many of these zealots as you can. No, he's just going to let them die here, trying to kill a single supply depot, but that's fine. Mission was accomplished, and he even keeps the Arbiter alive as well, which is huge. That Arbiter is going to continue to gain energy here over time. Another base going down in the bottom right here for YSC. He's continuing to grow out on the map. And the timing for Barracks to attack is so far away here. This base in the bottom right, not going to be contested unless it's by just a small group of vultures. Barracks is going to take a very long time to regain that tank count and put himself in a position where he can push. As you can see here, only 5 tanks available right now. Barracks is just about out of this game nearly. +2, +1 is done. But YSC is just dominating here, and this is such a small force of tanks and vultures that it's possible YSC can break through once again. Oh, EMP goes down. Nice job. Taking away that energy. We do have another Arbiter around here somewhere, though. Where's that other Arbiter? If we have a recall into the main, this could be game over, because everything that Barracks has is here at the front. He just doesn't really have a big army here. It's quite a lot of vultures. And this angle is not the greatest, so why is he going to back out? But I'm trying to say is that if we get a recall into the main... Oh god, what's going on here? Vulture's getting a lot of free hits. Finally does turn and fight. Why is he killing some of these vultures? But Losing a lot of zealots in return, and yeah, he's looking for that recall. 9 seconds left. If he manages to get in here and recall, it's going to draw a lot of the forces here from Barracks back into his main base, and then his front is going to be so vulnerable to an attack. Here we go, flying into the main. Recall is going to come down, but that's right on top of some mines. Oh, the mines go off. Actually, not dealing a lot of damage here. That was weird. What happened to the mines? That was very strange. A lot of the army coming back here to the main, dealing with these goons and zealots. Where's the army of YSC? Is he going to come into the front at the same time? Looks like no. Just going to camp out here at the front. Didn't recall from his rally. Instead, he recalled from his army. So the army is gathering up once again here on the front lines, getting prepared for another attack. Looks like he'll be shutting down at the 12 o'clock. Barracks starting to take that base on location. Oh, he might actually be able to cancel this. No, not yet. Looks like the command center will finish, and maybe he can float away from this position. Tanks moving forward here on the left side, pushing everything back. Barracks with a pretty large army. YSC, does he have stasis? Oh, it looks like he got EMP'd. An EMP went down on this. And now Barracks is going to secure this 4th base, and he's looking better and better in this game as time goes on. With the 4th base secured, and the upgrades continuing to pump here, he's going to be feeling very good about his position. Some more gateways going up in the bottom right. This is very important for YSC to do. ASAP, create another battery of gateways there in the bottom right. Find another location where he can start to produce. I don't think we're gonna see Barracks go across the map and close off the natural, but if he does, YSC will have another rally point. He can rally out his units. Looks like he's gonna come in here and attack the 3rd. Not a lot of units over here. Going for some storms on the SCVs. Oh my god, 20 kills. I think at least 19 of those were SCVs. He's really going to slow down this economy. May even be able to get the kill on this command center. The stasis holding back the Terran army, not allowing it to get into position. Zealots are killing off all of the SCVs, and the goons are doing their best to pick off this command center. It's getting very low, 75 HP. There it is. He finishes it off. Another counterattack here as well. Dragoons running into the 12 o'clock, and Barracks starting to fall apart here. Another base going up in the top left. YSC expanding all over this map, getting here on top of these bases, shutting them down, killing off so many SCVs. A lot more SCVs are going to go down here. You may be able to activate a mine. Oh, he does activate that mine. Kills off even more SCVs here. We've got some cannons on high ground in the bottom right. Barracks trying to initiate a counterattack here, but it's a bit sloppy. He's trying at the same time to save 12 o'clock. Oh, nice stasis on the ramp. YSC gonna save this base. Everything falling apart here for Barracks. We're just moments away from the tap out here. Barracks down to just 85 supply against 200. He's got a few vessels here, but absolute perfect takedown of this Terran player. GG. YSC takes game number 1 as Barracks taps out. Okay, moving on to YSC versus Queen here on Neosylphid. YSC taking out the rookie Barracks. Now it has a real challenge ahead of him here. It's going to be Queen, multi-season ASL champion. Starting out with an 11 hatch here in the center left. We've got a gateway expand for YSC, a test of his micro here in this early game. Can he get any damage? Can he do something to shut this down, to get some damage here, to prevent Queen from playing his game? He's managed to slow down that pool just a little bit. That's buying him some more time here. The rush distance is not very far. He's going to be able to get a Zealot into Queen's base here before the Lings are hatched. Can he get any drone kills, though? Here's the first drone. He's going to try and block a little bit. YSC taking a couple of shots on this drone. Drone does have to retreat now. That third hit will kill. Buying precious seconds here so far, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Queen eggs are on the way. The Zealot is making its way into the natural. Okay, I think just barely, actually, these Lings are going to pop out in time. It's super, super close, but with a little bit of drone micro and these 4 Zerglings popping, should be able to save. Look at the timing on that. So perfect, and YSC not going to be able to get any hits on these drones. He's just going to tuck himself behind these minerals. Nice moves so far. Fancy footwork here from YSC. Got to be careful with that probe, though. Gets surrounded with the Zealot. Second Zealot looks like it's going to be kept at home. YSC going to have to be content with the number of Zerglings he's forced so far. Why is he going to get trapped here in the end? Very nice surround there by Queen. He wants to get behind the mineral patches, but Queen preempting that, preventing that from happening, has shut down this early Zealot with great effectiveness. Cybernetic score on the way here. Third base for Queen is coming up down at the bottom left. Taking that far base, the farthest away from YSC, but is also difficult to defend. I like the high ground bases, though. The high ground bases as Zerg, they feel very good with that small ramp. You put a couple buildings around there, maybe put a spore. Hydras on high ground, lurkers on high ground are very, very good. It's going to be a nice position to defend from. I feel that, or I saw that Queen was a little supply blocked earlier. He hit that infamous 18 of 18 supply. When you're microing Lings in the early game and maybe you try to, hit your hotkey for one Overlord, it doesn't work, or you just forget that. Can be very, very painful, but he's got things back on track now. His macro is flowing. His Spire is on the way. Looks like in good time, so not messing up that gas gathering. Making sure he's going to have Scourge present here to prevent too many Overlords from going down. He's even pulling back his Overlords here, trying to obscure their position on the map, so that hopefully YSC doesn't find the kill on one of those before the Scourge get here. YSC with the second cannon in the natural. To me, that signals his intention to move out with the Zealots here soon. You don't really want to move all your Zealots out if you only have one single cannon, because suddenly a group of Speedlings can run in and kill that cannon. But if there's two, feel much more confident moving out. 2 cannons kills a group of Lings incredibly fast, and you can always pull your probes to try and help out if they do indeed go for that. Probes and 2 cannons can definitely hold off kind of an incredible number of Lings. Far more than just 1 cannon alone. More than double, I would say. Even though it doesn't quite make sense, it seems that is actually the case. 1 single Overlord does go down for Queen, not able to save that. But with the Scourge out here, YSC will now have to retreat. I'm gonna go ahead and fly back home. SimCity is coming up here for Queen at the 3rd base. Has the Evo chamber on the way. This is something I've been taking to heart recently in my own games. I've been practicing a lot of ZVP and recognizing the importance of getting that early Evo chamber and starting the upgrade ASAP. It can be incredibly powerful to have a lot of upgrades rolling as a Zerg player. You have such masses of units, and they do attack so incredibly fast. It makes a huge difference if you're able to stay on par with the Protoss player, or even get ahead of them in the upgrade game. It can really change things in your favor. It's like 4 or 5 Corsairs are out on the field now. None of these Scourge were able to connect throughout this early game. Zealots are coming down here, and this is 2 free dead Overlords here. These Overlords will die 100%. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier, is that it is a defendable base in that you've got that nice high ground. But it is very far away, so you have to run your Hydras all the way from the natural where they're defending in order to get up here or to get down here to help out. DT is going to make its way over here to the 3rd, but this ramp is currently blocked. DT going to get to work now, but the Overlord pops out at the perfect time. Oh, 2 Overlords here. Here comes some Corsairs trying to kill these 2 Overlords, but he loses the DT on the ramp. 1 Overlord does go down, but it's not enough to get in here and kill a bunch of drones or force the pull away. So Queen doing a great job defending so far. There's been multiple opportunities here for YSC to get damage. He's gotten slight damage, little wins here and there, but overall I think Queen doing a great job here, keeping himself alive, preventing any serious damage. And as long as Queen gets into a late game scenario, or at least a mid-game scenario where he is in a good position, I don't think YSC can take it off him. I might be proven wrong here, but I really feel that Queen has that advantage. He should be able to win as long as he stays stable here. Oh, 2 Overlords in the bottom left-hand corner, and we're hiding. They both end up getting picked off, so adding more to the tally of Overlords that have been sniped so far this game. The tally, it's getting pretty big. It's becoming a large number. Hydras are now out on the map. This is a lot of Zealots. He's not brought the Templar with him, so he can't actually break any of these bases for sure. As soon as he gets behind this wall, you kind of have to back away. But he can fight a lot of Hydras, and he's going to go after some more Overlords. 1 Overlord falls, but the Hydra's now getting to work on these Corsairs. Hydras coming up from the natural here. Another Overlord looks to be going down. Very close. He's going to get this Overlord, and he's going to get 2 more over here in the top left. He's lost a few Corsairs, and he's lost a big group of Zealots, but picking off this number of Overlords, plus trading out Zealots for Hydras, not bad. YSC fighting back pretty well here. I'm impressed by his play so far. He's hanging on and going toe-to-toe with Queen. A 3rd base is on the way. YSC, if he gets cannons on this high ground, should be able to hold this, but Queen, will he spot this base in time to shut it down? Lurkers here in the middle being morphed. Might want to go for a Templar here. Storm clipping a few of these Hydras, but for the most part dodged there. This is still quite a few Templar, all grouped up. 4 Templar with about 1 to 2 storms each. Lurkers burrowing here in the middle of the map, but they're very clumped up. You do have to back away from this. Spread out. Find a better defensive position here. Bunch of probes being transferred are going to be caught by these Hydras. Hydras see them. They are going to kill a couple, I think. Yeah, just 2 probes. But YSC will defend on the ramp, bringing back his full army to push this away. Queen now knows that there is, in fact, that 3rd base on high ground. He's going to go ahead and take his own 4th here. I don't think he's going to be too worried about this. As long as he gets this 4th up and running, and he goes into the next stage of the game, which is getting out his Queen's Nest, getting into that hive, and continuing those upgrades, going for Defiler and Crackling. And there it is, Queen's Nest coming up here in the main, extra evolution chamber as well. We'll be getting those attack upgrades going very, very soon. I've seen a lot of players on ladder actually recently play Zerg and not get armor upgrades, which is a little bit surprising, but it seems to be a trend that's been going on recently, just skipping armor and going for Hydra attack and a melee attack. It seems strong. It seems like a good play. If you think about it carefully, we always have storms on Hydras. Storms, they ignore armor upgrades. And the attack upgrades, like when your lings pop out, when you start making cracklings, you want them to be as powerful as possible. So going for those melee upgrades early means that the moment you switch over and start really producing lings, you're gonna have a lot of damage. They are going to be pumping out that damage. There's nothing sadder than getting into Hive and pumping out a ton of lings, and they have like +0 upgrades because they barely do any damage against anything Protoss. You can get a surround on a goon, and it's unbelievable how long it takes to kill. Compared to +3, when you have +3 on your lings, they die in like a quarter of a second. It's crazy. It's crazy the difference. But Queen here, setting up this defensive position. Why is he maneuvering back and forth here? Oh, he might actually lose a Templar. That could be a big pick. Not able to get it. Like to see the upgrades here. +2 armor is done for the Dragoons. No upgrades on these lings. So you can see that was a pretty decent surround on that Templar, but he wasn't able to kill it. Coming forward here, why is he going to try and break through this lurker line? That's a lot of lurkers and quite a few units here in the front as well. Lings are coming out en masse, but that's a beautiful storm. Eating up those lings. Lings need to spread out and hit this a little bit more widely. Hydras coming from the south. Big storms on those. Big storms on the Hydras from the right as well. Bit of a surround here. Another great storm on those Hydras. YSC hitting every single storm here. And Queen, this is about the moment where a lot of Zerg players will break. There's still so many Dragoons here, and the forces have been pulled from every location to try and take down this army. Archons are coming up. Another great storm there. YSC pushing through. Another round of units gonna join up here, and I think he's actually done it. Amazingly breaking through the defenses of Queen. Multiple time ASL champion taken down in a best-of-1 versus someone who's never even made it through the qualifiers. YSC takes him down with that push. Wow, that makes me feel better. I lose to that push all the time. And it gets the clapper from KCM as well. Why is he on the grind right now? 2 players down. It'll either be Light or Sock coming up in game number 3. Let's get it started. Well, here we are in game number 3. I'm blown away by what we just saw. Why is he able to take down Queen there? What did Queen exactly do wrong is my question. Like, where was the big advantage that YSC had? There was so many units on the field for Queen. He didn't get super greedy. It seemed like he was hitting his macro fine. He lost a few overlords, but I don't want to hear anybody complaining about Protoss is too weak, man. That is crazy. This Protoss player just took down an ASL champion, and I don't even know what he did. What did he... What mistakes did he make? Go ahead, leave your comments down below. I want to hear your justification. You Protoss players out there, I'm just playing, of course. We're now going into SOC versus YSC, not the matchup I was expecting to see. But SOC here in the top right, YSC in the top left. Horizontal spawns on Nemesis. This can get pretty weird. This map has a lot of island expansions. There are these bases which are separated by eggs and assimilators, and you can kill off assimilators in order to close up areas. And interestingly here, we've got YSC with his gateway on high ground at the natural. Generally, we don't see a gateway like this placed in the... Excuse me, placed in the natural. That's because it's not really necessary. There's no lings out here. And if there is an early push, losing that gateway could be very, very painful. So I guess this is map specific. YSC only putting this out here because on this map, your main base is on low ground. Wants to make sure that those units are popping out on high ground, and also he wants to put some pressure on here in the early game, sending the Zealot straight up towards the top right. He's gonna find SOC right away here. Gonna dive on top of this Zealot, throwing down the emergency supply depot here, setting up that little wall in, making sure that he's got a place to micro these Marines. Not putting too much damage on the Zealot just yet, and already a hit on one of the Marines here. So why is he gonna follow this up with a Dragoon? And the Dragoon's gonna get here pretty early. Maybe able to kill a couple of Marines right now. There's only one single Vulture out here. Not a lot of firepower on the side of SOC. He needs to take this ramp though before more Dragoons arrive. Coming up now, he's going to try and focus down the Zealot with the Vulture. Dragoon is going to focus on trying to pick off that Vulture. Zealot is going to try and jump on some Marines here, going after the Vulture, but the repair is pretty good. He's going to get the repair off, and the Dragoon is forced away. Probe gets killed off as well. Not much damage here for YSC, and a very nice hold from SOC. Second Dragoon arrives, but not able to do anything from here. Looks like he'll just be pressuring this bunker and preventing Vultures from getting out on the map. Might be smart for SOC here to start trying to break through some of these eggs in the back. If you can break through these eggs, Vultures kill eggs incredibly fast. They go down very, very quickly. Gonna push out here, try to get some damage on a tank. Not gonna find anything. Another Dragoon heading across the map here. Definitely doesn't want to allow the Vulture to slip out. Vulture gonna try to slip out here, but there is a mineral patch that's blocking. Gets 2 more shots, but it just barely survives. 5 HP. Ooh, that was a crazy risk from SOC. Like I was trying to say earlier, breaking through the eggs can be a lot better. Either at the bottom of the main or over there to the left side of the main is also not a bad choice. Uh-oh, one goon kind of forgotten here in the middle of the map. Does get picked up by YSC. Will be able to back away, but he takes a bunch of hull damage there on the Dragoon. Will be forced back across the map. Nothing really going the way of YSC so far in this early game. Everything turning up SOC. Making some good headway here in the early game. Looks like he's going to send that Vulture up onto the high ground and probably just going to hit those eggs. The eggs do take a lot of damage from the concussive shell of the Vulture. It cuts through them pretty well. It's not as good as a DT, but it's a lot better than a Marine. And opening up this area may give him options for counterattacking later. Usually, as a Protoss player, you end up taking this base, but not many players will check the eggs to the south. A lot, like you can just see right there. Why has he checked the eggs to the side there? On the right-hand side, but now he's actually going to check it with the probe. So he does bring a probe down here. He sees that the vulture is hitting that egg. He'll be sure to send a few dragoons down there with an observer to clear that out shortly. A very nice scout from him. Otherwise, he might have had vultures in that base a little bit later on. He's even adding on a cannon up here. Maybe thinking about putting a pylon, excuse me. Maybe thinking about putting a cannon up there a little bit later, just to make sure he can kill those assimilators and prevent anything from slipping through there in the long term. So why is he moving out on the map here? There's just 3 tanks in the natural. Could be dangerous here. We'll see what YSC is planning to do. He's made his way all the way across the map. There's no mines. So he's managed to get right up here towards the natural just as the tanks are sieging up. He's going to run up here, try to get as many tanks as he can. But 3 tanks dealing a ton of damage. 1 tank goes down. Can he get a second? He does. He gets 2 tanks, but he trades out about 6 dragoons there. I don't know. That was pretty rough. Not sure if that was completely worth it for YSC. He's still very low on his gateway count. Losing that many dragoons at this point in the game definitely hurts. I don't know if it hurts as much as losing 2 tanks, but yeah, I definitely think it hurts less than, or it hurts more than losing 2 tanks, actually. And it's not going to be enough, I think, for YSC to push across the map immediately and look for a quick win, but he's going to be feeling confident here with taking his 3rd base. His 3rd base is going to come up very, very easily from this position, assuming that's actually what he wants to do here. YSC's 3rd Nexus is finishing up. We've got some more factories on the way. And a starport is done as well with the add-on, so maybe he wants to go for a drop. Drop in the main base of YSC could be very powerful. Observer here on the right-hand side, avoiding the damage from those Goliaths. Oh god, he's gonna see this. Dropship moving around the right-hand side has been spotted. That's a massive, massive scout for YSC. If he can time this properly and find that dropship on the map, could be huge. Looks like he's not gonna find it for now. But he will be preparing down in that center left. No vultures out here to support this, so just 2 tanks. I guess he's going to land on the high ground outside the 3rd base, just south of the 3rd base, and try to get a good tank shot on some probes, although there is a couple of dragoons over there, and there's a pylon on high ground, so he should know about this the moment it arrives. YC has complete knowledge here, complete vision. And there's a probe here on this high ground. He was thinking that there might not be a probe on, or there might not be a pylon on this high ground, but he's wrong. There is indeed those defenses. Looks like the tank gonna be picked up and flown away. Gonna save that for now. Try to drop the tank maybe one more time. Get 1 shot here. Oh, this could be huge. Ho-ho! Beautiful hit there from Sock. 6 kills on that tank. That is what you are looking for here with this drop. Perfectly executed, and look at that. The supply now far and away ahead for Sock over YSC. Just solid harassment here. Gonna make it so hard for YSC to win this one. And so far, YSC has been showing some godlike play, but I think he's met his match. Sock gonna push out across the map. 2 Reavers here make things a little bit more complicated. Nice pickup. Good movement, though, by Sok as well, trying to gun down that shuttle the moment that it picks up to fly away. Keeping those Reavers alive, but taking that damage. If he can get the snipe on that shuttle, it'll be an easy win here for Sok. The push across the map will be so powerful. Once again, dropping here into the base. Looks like he has 8 kills on this tank. He's probably going to lose the tank now, but Vulture's running here into the main, dropping a few mines. This is going to be a perfect opportunity for for Sok to just come across the map. He's not actually moving his army right now, but the entirety of YSC's force has been sent back home to defend. +2 is now done. Looks like no machinations of taking a third base here for Terran. Just preparing for an all-out assault on the natural. We'll be slowly creeping forward here. Gotta be careful. YSC still has those powerful units. The 2 Reavers could get some amazing hits here if he's not careful. Okay, there's the command center. So 12 minutes in, finally getting a command center prepared in the main. Surprised he doesn't want to put that down on location, but I understand with the Reavers out here on the map, could be problematic if he gets caught doing that. So he's going to build it up in the main, float it down to the center right, but he hasn't broken through the eggs just yet. He hasn't opened up a pathway to defending that area, so that Reaver attack could still be painful. Dropship just been very successful this game, once again heading out around the right-hand side of the map. Looks like it was almost spotted there by the observer. That observer flying just behind the path of the dropship. Not going to see its incoming. Let's see how much more damage can get done here by Sok. Moving out towards the middle of the map. He's going to clear out some of these Dragoons, but that's a large force of Zealots. He's got to be careful taking this engagement. He wants to be in siege mode and perfectly spread out like this with mines in front of the tanks. Otherwise, that Zealot number will overrun this position quite easily, and it looks like YSC is prepared to do so. Not too many mines on this side, but he pulls back. YSC not yet ready to take this fight. Tank on high ground, gonna be gunning down this Dragoon, it looks like. One more shot. Nope, not quite. Looks like he finishes that off. Prevents the tank from doing any further damage. This dropship gonna fly in. Note does back away. There's a cannon there now. Everything is ready and prepared. Ooh, great mining connections here. Killing off a few of these Zealots. The Zealot number has dwindled. There's not too many Dragoons here either. A couple of Reavers here over at the center right, being a bit annoying, preventing this base from landing easily. It looks like the base is actually going to fly right over this, head down towards the bottom right. Our Terran player not interested in taking the center right, trying to defend that. Going to be a bit too hard. He's going to go ahead and take bottom right, that natural, and try to hold the center if at all possible. Moving forward over his mines now, extending out a little bit on the map. This is the opportunity for YSC to take a big fight. Coming in from multiple angles here. Quite a lot of Zealots going to get on top of this. First storm goes down. Beautiful storm there on a bunch of those forward vultures. Another great storm in the middle of this clumped army. But there's just not enough Dragoons. Where are all the Dragoons from YSC? So they got about 4 or 5 here in this army. More Zealots gonna have to pop out here soon and help him to clean up. Otherwise, he is gonna get trapped into his own natural. A great storm there on the retreat. There's all the Dragoons. I guess he was making a big round of Dragoons right as I was coming. That's a little bit funny. Usually, you want to build up the Dragoon count early and then build the Zealots as the push is coming so that you can overrun that. Oh god, this is going to be bad. Dragoons really clumping up on top of each other. The tank fire ripping them to pieces. Oh my god, the command center down in bottom right actually went down, but I don't know if it's gonna matter now. There's really nothing left here for YSC. He's gonna bring back his Reavers to try and combat this push, but there's still 3 Goliaths in this fight. 2 science vessels to use that D matrix to slow down the damage from the Reavers and Storms as well. And it's looking worse and worse here. Finally gonna fly in, dropping the Reavers on top of everything. Gets some amazing shots, kills 3 tanks. And a 4th tank dies to the Zealots, but GG is called. YSC taps out and Sock shuts him down. Okay, our next map gonna be Tempest. This is a brand new map for the new ASL season. Actually, I think it's an older map that's been reworked. I've definitely heard of Tempest, but it's not this tile set. So, a reworked, a newly reimagined map here. We'll see how Hero versus Sock plays out with Hero in cross map in the top right. Sock down in the bottom left. On paper, this should be favored for Hero, but we haven't really seen this map. And Sock seems to be playing very, very well. That last game, showing his class and his skill with harassment, with dropship. Is he going to go for a Marine medic play, or will he go into mech this game? Cross map position. And just looking at these this map here, I don't know if it really favors regular style of play. There's plenty of counterattack paths, but a lot of narrow areas and a lot of high grounds around the map. Could be very good for tank lines. Anyway, this is the first map I've cast, or this is the first time I've casted a game on this map. We'll just have to watch and find out. A factory is on the way here. Sack. Maybe going for possibly a 1-1-1 here. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be met. Could be a quick science vessel. Could be a quick 2-port Wraith. It could even be just a quick Valkyrie. But whatever it's going to be fast tech here. And it's all been spotted by Hero, who's just dealing a bit of damage to this SCV. Not able to actually slow down the construction of that building, but gets the scouting information, and he's going to get out with that drone. So everything looking good here for Hero so far. It'll be up to him to counter this properly, find the correct response, and execute that. Not going to be able to stop the SCV from getting in. A starport here on the way. It is indeed looking like a 1-1-1 with a quicker command center. One Marine out here the front. The Vulture is going to be the key, the chosen tool for dealing with these earlylings. Sunken colony on the way here at the front. Making sure that he is protected, well protected here against this Vulture. But truly the real problem here is going to be the Wraith and the follow-up. I don't think this is going to be 2-star. Oh my god, it is. Look at that. KCM calling it. 2-star port play. And that's a little bit crazy, man. Not going to expect this as Hero, I think. Hero, his Overlord's getting spotted. Marine's going to not be able to shoot that down, but spotting that is huge because the first Wraith is going to go directly to that location and kill that Overlord immediately. And he's not going to be able to get the scout off with that. And he will end up, losing that. So That's unfortunate. That's frustrating. Early game Overlord. You kind of expect this one to go down against a 1-1-1, but maybe not this soon. It's a little better if the Terran player can search for that a little longer. But as it stands, he kills that immediately. Now he's going to head across the map and get the scout off. And what exactly is Hero doing? It's looking like a mutalist response here. Still an Overlord out on the field as well. He's going to get one possibly in the main. No. Seeing that the Spire is already done, it's going to mean that it's time for Sock to abandon ship here. He's got to get out. Scourge are going to be incoming any moment, and there they are. Cloak is coming. And a third base on the way for Hero. We should see Overlord speed coming up soon. And this is going to be up to a micro battle here. Who is better at microing these units? Is it going to be the Wraiths with their slightly superior range, but much lower HP? Or will it be the Mutalists brutally beating down on these Wraiths, these flimsy airships? Some people call them paper planes. Die extremely fast to any focus fire or direct damage. This is quite a lot of mutas here now at the front. Overlords are on their way here. And this is an interesting question. Like, how do you micro your Wraiths once you have, or micro your mutas after the Overlords have that speed? Oh my god, the Cloak. Getting so many kills here. Getting so much damage. He's gonna kill another muta and another Scourge. I think about 2 mutas went down and a couple of Scourge as well for almost no trade here onto the Wraiths of Sock. So an amazing early start. Still no Overlord speed just yet. Overlords slowly making their way down here. And mutas are still being produced for Sock, or for Hero, excuse me. Continued production of Wraiths as well. There's the transition though. Hydra Den is finishing up Evolution Chamber as well. We're gonna have a science vessel out here shortly and a marine transition from Sock. Eventually he will be getting into a more normal play. Just utilizing that 2-port Wraith to survive here in the early game. Force a response out of Hero and prevent those mutas from really engaging and dealing any damage, which is pretty significant. But it was a hefty investment. These Wraiths, they haven't totally paid for themselves yet. They need to do a little bit more. Hopefully once we've got a science vessel out here, they'll be instrumental in helping to defend that, and also to prevent the Marines from going down to the Mutalists, because when you engage with the mutas, generally you don't want to fully engage with that Marine force. Oh, here we go, getting the moving shot. Looks like he lost 1 Wraith there. I love it when they go Spore. Spore in this situation is fantastic. He's only built 2. He didn't build 1 at the natural, but that's going to defend his base incredibly well. Oh, maybe going after the Overlords. No. He just happened to run into this force moving across the map, and the moving shot is pretty good. He loses most of these Wraiths. And the units which were supposed to be paying for themselves a little bit later on end up not being able to. Mutas out here on the map get irradiated. But Hero definitely taking a bit of an advantage now. Losing all of those Wraiths is a pretty big deal. Lurkers are now on the way. And Hero gonna be well defended back at home. The transition is now complete here for Sock. The Marine Medic Science Vessel army is out here on the map, but where does it have to go? Lurkers are out in high number, and we've got the Hive on the way, so soon we're going to be getting into Hydralisk Defiler gameplay. There's still a lot of Mutalisks. Looks like he's going to eat some big irradiates here. But pretty well split. Oh, that was a little bit slower than I expected, considering how split up those already were. It's not like they're stacked up at all anymore. So here we're gonna come in and just try to pick something off here on the edges of this force. Not looking great though. Mutalisk really not able to do much at this point in the game. It's gonna be up to the Hydras to carry this one forward. Second evolution chamber on the way. He doesn't actually have attack upgrade for those Hydras, so they're not going to cut through the Marines quite as well. It's probably going to take 3 hits for the Lurkers to kill Marines because of that the missing upgrade there, and that can be a huge deal. Here comes some Marines here on the side. Lurker's gonna burrow right in their face, running in with the Mutas, but there's no Scourge to help pick off any of these science vessels. Just some sacrificial Mutas flying over that army and throwing their lives away. Hero trying to push forward here, but it's not the greatest position right now. He hasn't limited the number of science vessels at all. He's eating a lot of big irradiates. Looks like 2 dropship moving around the left-hand side. Barely not spotted here by Hero. That's a big moment. If he sees those dropships, he's gonna know to have his stuff in position back inside the main to prevent this, but he doesn't, and this is gonna slip right in. Oh my god. He's gonna get right into the main without anything being spotted, and only now does Hero know about it. He's gonna lose so many drones. He's gonna lose maybe the Defiler Mound, maybe possibly the Hive as well. Hydras are coming back here. This is not enough. Sorely lacking in those numbers and those upgrades. I think that the Marines can stand and fight here. With just 2 medics, it's gonna be tough. Making sure that he right-clicks down each individual Marine. Focus fire here from the Hydras is pretty good, but the Defiler Mound is now under threat. Still not enough resources here in the main for Hero in order to deal with this. Lurker's not burrowed either. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Marines on a right-click there, and these science vessels gonna lose their lives as well. A lot more units here coming over to the left-hand side. It appears he's going to be able to clear this. He's even getting a couple of science vessels as well as the last few Marines go down. Sock, who is looking to be in a pretty good spot with that drop. Thought he was going to get a lot more damage done. Gets cleaned up. And now he's doesn't really have much out on the map. A few Marines moving around here and there, a couple of dropships as well. The science vessel count is still looking very, very good though. We haven't had any defilers on the map yet. We haven't had a big plague on these. That's really the next step here for Hero. Really needs to get a nice plague on those and start to pick that number off, start to reduce that overall count. Looks like a Lurker here on the left side spotting this drop coming in. That's so important that he sees that before it fully engages. Gonna be able to shut this down. The drop from Sock not gonna get any damage, but actually this force here on the right hand side may be able to pick off a few units. +2/+1 is now done for our Zerg player. Oh, gets 1 science vessel. That's important. The 4th base goes down though, and forced back onto 3 base once again. I think it's gonna be okay though. Hero 3 base versus 2. When you're going for this style, once you have defilers out, you can trade amazingly well. This Sauron Zerg style with tons and tons of Hydras, Lings, and Lurkers. Once you mix in that defiler and start to get those plagues down, the trading becomes infinitely better. And looks like another run forward here. He's gonna get a science vessel, trying to irradiate some of these lurkers, but not allowing that to happen for free here. Finally, the defilers are out. Neither of them have been irradiated. There's the first irradiate. Dark Swarm goes down. Forced to retreat now. Sok gonna move around the left-hand side though, and I don't think there's anything up here to defend. A lot of Lings coming up, but that's a lot of Marine Medic, and I don't see a Defiler with this army. This could be the breaking point. Hero almost gonna lose this base here. A flanking army coming forward. A lot of Lings here at the front, trying to take down this Marine Medic force, but they're just shredding things apart here. One Dark Storm gonna go down, but it's actually protecting a lot of these Marines, and he's just gonna focus down the hatchery while two Lings try to end this army. Backing away, he's even gonna get on top of the fourth. Oh my goodness. A week of upsets here so far as Hero gets close to defeat. Losing a lot of drones here over at the fourth as well. Oh man, this is crazy. First plague of the game goes down on those red Marines. Second plague here over at the top left, but it's not going to be enough, man. You've lost way too much economy here as Hero is going to try and retake this base, but gunning down that Defiler. Oh my god, the spreading on those Lurker spines was insane, dealing so much damage. But even with the army picked off, I think that Hero should be able to push for a win here. Bringing up a few tanks, bringing up some more Marines, and just irradiating everything that's worth a shred of gas. Then the Marines should be able to cut through everything else. All the Lings be easy pickings. He's gonna go for another drop here. Now this is a good move because Hero is spread very, very thin. But if he loses these two drop ships and all the supply that's inside, that could be a mechanism for a comeback here for Hero. Looks like he's not gonna intercept that with any Scourge. The main base not gonna be the target here. He's going towards the fourth. Actually, he's juking back and forth. Gonna land in between the two, try to pick off an Overlord or two. Not gonna be able to do it, but retreating with these drop ships now. Gonna just utilize this army out on the map. Starting to cut down some of this vision that Hero has all around these areas. Some Scourge are now out. Gonna be looking for those science vessels if they can hit them. Few science vessels out here in the middle. Looks like he will be able to get at least one or two. He does get two. Two picked off there, just pure firebat here in this army. 3-2 is done. Wow. 3-2 being done makes these Marines and Firebats so incredibly powerful. It's going to be very, very difficult to take a fight against this. The drop over here, just dropping a couple of Marines. Sok splitting the attention here of Hero around the map, denying him a clean kill on this dropship, and forcing him to leave units back at home in the main while this massive army... Oh, he gets it. He gets a drop. Okay, now he can actually unsiege these Lurkers and move into a defensive position. Right now, the majority of his units are at the fourth and the main. He needs to get over here and defend. Lurker's going to be in full retreat now. Some drones are caught out. Lurker's moving forward. I don't think he's going to be able to save this base. There's just way too much DPS on it. Tank setting up as well. He's trying to save it, but a second drop comes into the main. He's going to start to kill drones here while this army is clearing out the base in the top center. Great play by Sok. He doesn't have any medics with this army, but it's going to be enough to pick off that Defiler's mound. He's going to be able to kill both of these Lurkers and this Hydra as well. Really good stuff here by our Terran player. Terran stealing the show right now. Sok taking down YSC and on the verge of beating Hero. Hero still very, very scrappy here with this army. A lot of Defilers, a lot of Hydras. trying to take good trades, but it's just been Sock out multitasking him and out positioning him over and over again, which has really led to this moment where Sock is shoving forward with kind of an insurmountable army here, even with Dark Swarm and Plague. Still going to be very, very tough to hold on. He's got almost no units left, just a few Hydras, a few Lings, and a couple of Lurkers. One or two Defilers around. Actually, quite a few Lings showing up now. But that's not really what you need at this point. And Irradiates are going down on all of this. I don't think there's any Defilers left. There's so many Firebats in this army, too. They should be able to just stand and fight here. Kill all of these Hydras, Lurkers, and Lings. Even under the Dark Swarm, he manages to do it. Kills the hatchery. Shoves forward. Hero has nothing left. GG is called. Sock takes him down. Alright, Sock versus Mini. Here on Dark Origin. Mini starting off Gateway on the low ground. Out in the front. Taking the same approach as YSC. I've put on some early pressure. Maybe Mini gonna show him how it's done. Seemed like Sock had the number of YSC in that last game. Didn't really take any damage from the early aggression. Handled everything pretty well perfectly. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the last game. 2 games ago. Handled YSC perfectly. And got away with quite a bit with that dropship. And now we've actually got a gas steal here. So Mini, classic Protoss on 2-player map. Gonna steal the gas. Continuously going back and forth here, trying to kill this SCV. Goes down to 3 HP. Continue to harass here. He only has 1 more hit left on this probe, and the SCVs just don't want to attack. So looks like this probe is going to get away once again. 3 SCVs to clear that assimilator. A Zealot was made, and it wasn't sent directly across the map. So this engineering bay and retaliation is not going to get a whole lot done. Looks like the SCV getting some good lucky slides here. Good job by Sock to get the maximum delay on that building, on the building nexus as possible, but it will be finished up now. And the Zealot will be heading across the map. 2 Zealots here. So he needs to get this bunker down. And he also needs to think about blocking these Zealots from running by as well, because that is definitely something that Mini can do absolutely in his playbook, to run by this bunker here. Try to make a stink in the main. Make a problem here for Sock, but as the Marines jump inside the bunker, Mini is forced back. Now with 4 Marines in this bunker, it's a lot more painful, a lot more punishing to try and run by that. And I think Mini's got a new plan. He's actually going to go around the side, and he might be thinking about jumping over this wall, or maybe he's going to try and kill this wall. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Sock actually sending, yeah, he's going to try and hop Zealots over this. Almost gets it. And try again. 1 Marine moving around this side, though. Oh, he's got to get it right now. Otherwise, he won't be able to. Damn. Sock arriving just in the nick of time here. Pushing back that probe. Without the probe, you're not going to be able to jump over that mineral patch, and you're not going to be able to get this harassment done. So far, once again, Sock in TVP, absolutely solid, holding back all of the early pressure. This is a different beast, though. Mini is a far superior player to YSC. Has plenty of tricks up his sleeve. He's always looking for ways to mess with the Terran player. Oh, he's just barely going to get underneath this barracks as it was coming down. Maybe he can get a few SCVs. The blocking is pretty good. Going after as many as he can. He gets 3. Gonna get another one. He's going to try and run by once again. The Marines are pulled out. and a fourth goes down. So 4 SCVs for 3 zealots. It's not the greatest. I almost feel like you might as well have kept those zealots and used them for the drop later on, like put them in a shuttle. They are very useful for busting. You can also put them in a shuttle with the Reavers. Very useful for soaking up tank hits so that you can drop the Reaver once again. But Mini tried it. He went for it. He killed a few SCVs. And that's all he's going to get for those 3 zealots. We do Robo on the way. Will be a Reaver build here from Mini. We'll see what he can get done with that. The main base here for the Terran player is quite open. There's a lot of space, a lot of area to cover with turrets, if that's the way that Sok decides to defend. So it might not be in his best interest to go for a turret ring here. Instead, he may pop out some ranged Goliaths, try to hold on that way. Coming out here. Oh my god, this Dragoon. Oh, he just barely didn't get the surround on it. Oh, it's gonna survive. 2 HP. Unreal, that actually survived. That was pretty good by Sok. He could have actually trapped that Dragoon if he'd moved the one Marine a little bit like underneath the Dragoon there, but Mini saving that unit. Very, very important moment. It is badly, badly bruised and will go down a lot faster, but it's still going to provide its DPS until it does go down. And really, Dragoons are incredibly important in the early game for Protoss, for holding on against a myriad of different pushes that the Terran player can do. Gonna come across the map here now with that shuttle Reaver play, and it is going to be a Goliath defense here. So it's not quite as powerful as the full turret ring, but it's much more mobile, and hopefully he'll be able to keep that alive. It's like one Scarab gonna go off here, but it doesn't connect on any SCVs. That one SCV has been killed so far. Here's the Goliath now, migrating down into the natural. He's gonna get one shot off. Okay, he gets a couple of hits off on this. Shuttle is getting low. Oh, does manage to back away though. Reaver stays alive. And only a couple of SCVs were traded out though. So good job pulling away those SCVs in the natural, preventing any serious damage. Not even losing a tank so far. Doesn't have range on the Goliaths just yet, so the shuttle can still be a little bit frisky here. Stay a little closer to this natural. Whoa, fleet beacon on the way. We're going carrier. Interesting. Mini gonna play a carrier game here. And I think there might be an idea here from Sok to go for a long game. He's got double armory. Only a couple of factories are pumping. He sees the fleet beacon now. What's the choice? I would imagine we're gonna throw down 4 factories here, go up to 6, and just try to make this work. Try to make a push happen. Hit a +2 timing attack. And with that +2 attack, try to ram it down the throat of Mini. Scan goes down. He's trying to find the Observer here. The Observer being very, very sneaky though, staying away from these Goliaths, getting the information without getting picked off. And a Reaver out here in the front. Ooh. A drop coming around the outside. Sok consistently going for this play. He's not going to get spotted here by this spotter pylon. Some Reaver shots here doing a little damage, but pylon there finally going to spot this dropship. Drop coming into the natural, but Dragoons are already in place. Ultra's going to be dropped down here in the back. Oh, can he get here in time to block? No. Able to slip through. He'll be able to get right on into the back of this main base. Of course, the Dragoons will be right on his tail. But he's already gotten about 3-4 probes. And he might be able to get a couple more here. Goes for a drop in the natural as well. Pretty decent damage overall from Sok. Ah, he didn't right-click that. It's unfortunate. Carriers are building up their interceptors now. The time for an attack here, a 2-base timing from Sok, is drawing close. Gonna have to get moving here pretty soon. Factories are still in production right now, so I don't know if he can make this work. This factory, I mean, this one, I don't know if it's even worth it to build right now, because by the time that's done and it increments out the first couple of units, the carrier count is already going to be insane. It's going to be way big. And it's going to be very hard for Sok to make a push work if it hasn't already by that time. So, gotta question his play a little bit here. Killing another observer. Very annoying for Mini to deal with. Likewise, this Reaver here at the front. Very, very annoying as well. Mini doesn't know if this Terran army is actually rotating around the right or left-hand side or not. If it's still here in the natural, he just does not know. Carriers out here in the bottom left have their interceptors now. Just waiting for additional carriers to pop out to join this fight. As getting up to that 4 to 6 carrier number is incredibly important. 4 carriers is where they really start to hit their stride. They really start to become scary in this matchup. Tanks moving a little bit far forward, sieging up. He's trying to get the shot on the Reaver. He gets it. Nice targeting there, picking off that Reaver and killing quite a few of these Dragoons as well. There's not a lot of Goliaths here, so maybe we can get something done as Mini, but now more Goliaths have arrived. We need to retreat. We do not want to be losing all of our interceptors in this first battle. As the 3rd and 4th carrier pop out, we start to add on those interceptors. We're going to need the full force of these carriers. Oh god, he almost lost one of these carriers. He needs to have like 4 carriers with all full interceptors if he wants to have a hope of taking on this fight. Oh, another drop here in the natural. A lot of probes going to be going down. Carriers brought in response, should be able to deal with this, but that's another big blow to the economy here of Mini, and Sok is really playing this out nicely, drawing attention away from the front. Now he's going to move forward while the carriers are back at home, while the army is tucked into the natural. Oh, he sees it. He sees the dropship. Can he actually pick it off? Oh! Unreal. That drop escaping. That's done so much damage throughout this game. Constantly getting in here and messing with the Protoss economy. 3rd base is coming up, and this hasn't been a full attack from Sok. I really thought he was going to go all out and try to kill Mini here, but I guess Mini's only on 2 base. He hasn't taken the 3rd Nexus yet. This is the matchup I'm least familiar with. I've played it a lot, but I really didn't get it when I was a Terran player. It was the most frustrating thing in the world, honestly, playing against Protoss. Not really understanding what needed to be done. But Sok seems to be walking a fine line here very, very well. He's managed to... Oh, really good D-Matrix there as well. That tank was being targeted, but he keeps it alive. Kills way more interceptors than he should have been able to. 1 tank goes down, but great engagement there by Sok. And the rules of this game have kind of changed here. We've got Sok mass expanding. He's taking a base in the center left as well. Whereas Mini still hasn't finished up that Nexus at the 3rd base. Terran not seemingly afraid of allowing this carrier number to grow. We're going to get to 6 carriers here shortly. And that is a very difficult number to deal with, especially with Reavers in support. to splash down those Goliaths in large number. But I don't know. I don't know how Sak can deal with this. If he's just gonna sit back and get like an amazing economy to where he can infinitely produce Goliaths and eventually kill off all the interceptors and beat this army. It seems very, very scary to me. I don't understand why you'd want to sit back and allow the Protoss player to grow and increase this carrier count. 15 minutes in, and we haven't even transferred probes to the third base yet. Maybe a little sloppy this game. Finally gonna transfer those probes, it looks like. Wait, where are the probes? Okay, I think they're finally transferring over now. Vultures are looking for pickoffs there. Fourth base is done and mining already. The fourth base for Terran is mining. And we're just getting that probe transfer now for Mini. That is wild to me. This army in the middle is huge. 187 supply to 138. Good God, does that ever tell the story of this game? Brutal. Huge lead here for Sak, but can he deal with this large carrier force? 8 carriers and a dream is a pretty attainable dream. Mini could make this happen if he takes perfect trades. Not if he loses all his probes, though. Okay, this is not good. You can't be losing this many probes. Not defending the third base, taking that damage from constant drops over and over again. This is looking to be very, very bad now for Mini. Dropping down in supply once again as he loses all the Dragoons in the top right-hand corner. This is the altered version of Dark Origin, the one that doesn't have the pathway to the top right or the bottom left along the side of the map. That's been removed, and I'm assuming it's going to be removed in the ASL as well, trying to balance this map out a little bit better, make it a little bit more playable for the pros. Dipping forward here is trying to get some kills on a few tanks, but the real problem right now is this huge number of Goliaths. We're up to 8 carrier now. 8 carrier, very, very powerful. Reavers are getting some good damage. They both get picked off, though, by the mass Goliath. Right as the carriers are engaging. Another attack! Oh my god, there's one cannon here. One cannon. What are you gonna do? Mini losing all of his probes. I don't understand what you're expecting here, Mini. Losing all your probes at this base, once again, just not having the defenses. Of course he's gonna keep sending vultures in this direction. Of course he is, but Mini just not preparing properly for it. Eight carriers here. Is it gonna be enough? I don't think he can even reproduce interceptors at this point. Look at how many. Oh god, wraiths. 6th wraiths come up. We've got no observer with this army. GG. Good god, what am I looking at? Sak just smacking this Protoss player around. Gets the clapper from both of our casters, Piano and KCM. Hella impressive that he was able to take down Mini in such a fashion. Really expected him to go for just a massive timing, but taking the whole map and just becoming like an unbeatable, too big to fail economy, and then constantly harassing the mineral lines. Man, maybe that's the way to deal with carrier. Doesn't work for me, but it works for Sak. Yeah, that's something, I guess. We're going to jump on into our next game, guys. Sak going to continue on his killing spree here. Moving on to Soul Key. It's coming up next. Okay, for our 6th match and 6th map of the night, we're going to be on Shooting Break. A brand new map. I've never heard of this map before. It is not in the ASL 16 map pool. Yeah, I've never seen this map. I've never heard of this map. It's not in the TLPD either. Team Liquid, Liquipedia. Just doesn't exist. You try to search it, it's not going to come up. Shooting, break, 0.86 something, 0.89, version 0.89, I believe. I've never seen it before, and it looks to me like a 16 base map. Yeah, 4 bases per quadrant, 4 quadrants on the map. So interesting thing in the center, it looks like a very wide open center. Gonna go ahead and grab the 12 hatch here at the front. Safe to say that these players don't have a lot of practice on this map. Sulky here, gonna spawn in the top right, and Sock just continuing his rampage down here in the bottom right. Once again, vertical spawns, and a barracks wall here, and the Mickey Mouse wall at the front. Okay, that's not a wall. That's it's a little bit funny. I don't know what to say about that. I guess that Sock probably thought that was a wall. Maybe not. Maybe he just placed that wrong. Maybe he thought it was a wall. I'm not sure, but that is definitely not a wall. And again, Sulky showing that he can walk anything through that. If a drone can fit through, even a zealot can fit through, so definitely Lings can get in there. Could be badly punished for that. This spawning pool is now coming up. Will he go for the speed first here as we hit this first 100 minerals? Let's take a look. I think he just got speed, guys. I'm not 100%, but I think he got speed. Let's see the main. No. Layer. A little hard to tell. Well, there was 150 minerals or 100, but there it is. Layer is on the way. So I thought he might try to punish this wall, but what is this? 2 eggs at the natural. That's a little bit funny. So you can actually get behind the eggs back here. Is there another like base or something back there? What is back there? Oh, another gas. There's another gas back there. So 2 gas at the natural, but you have to mine it kind of a long distance. Maybe good for Zerg though. I'm not 100%, but that looks pretty cool. Interesting feature of this map. And I don't remember what this reminds me of, but this is very reminiscent of an older map. The natural there with the platform right out in front of it, and then 2 ramps going down on either side. That really reminds me of something, but I can't remember the name of the map that had that feature as well. Look at this on screen right there. 2 ramps going down on either side. High ground in the middle right outside. That's very, very familiar to me. Let me know in the chat down below if you guys remember a map with that similar feature. I am super curious now. We've got Lings here in the front, just checking things out. Sock gone for a 2 racks play. He's going to be putting on that early pressure, as we've seen time and time again. Sulky on the other side, dropping his Spire. Everything looking normal here for Sulky. Has a creep colony just in case. If these Marines start to move out, he can morph that immediately. And it's not going to finish late here. On some maps, you can just start the creep colony right as the Marines move out. But on others, it's a little bit dangerous to do that. You'd much rather have it ready to go beforehand. Now, 1 Marine here in the natural, going to be a hero. Ends up dying. Just a few Marines moving across the map, but with 2 Sunkens already, these Lings are going to cause a distraction, pull some Marines back, and the remainder of the Marines are going to have to head home to deal with this. Ling's being very annoying here. He's maybe even get this SCV. Yeah, he gets the SCV as well. Losing that Ling finally. Oh wait, you can actually just walk back here. Ah, this is a funny map. A really funny looking map, guys. Very, very strange. I wonder if you want to put your third hatch back there if you are going for a 3 hatch play. Maybe you can just take that gas. That's actually interesting. I'm curious to see how that would play out, but in this game, so far, Sulky not interested in doing that. He's got a base in the top left. He's going to be going for more of that normal style. Getting into quite a few mutas here to start things out, to put that pressure onto the Terran, and then transitioning into lurker play, hive, and up into ultras eventually is my guess on how this is going to go, assuming that Sok allows him to get that far. Marines starting to move out on the map. Mutas do have to dog this army. Getting in between the army and the natural is a great move. You can pick off the reinforcing units. Ooh. Losing one muta already. Not the greatest of control here from Soliki, and it feels like no one's really been able to play that good against these more amateurish players. The lower ranked players have been having huge success, and I don't know if it's like I want to give them full credit, but I don't know. Like, Mini did not play that well against Sok in that last game. He should have definitely been able to do more. And like Sok, he's doing a great job, but I mean this is bad. Losing a couple of drones to a single Marine moving around the map and losing mutas to just small group of medic Marine here in the middle. Now this is going to be bad though. He actually killed a bunch of Marines there pretty much for free, and you do not want to give Solki a moment here. You do not want to give him an inch, because he will wipe out that Marine medic force if it gets a little bit too small. Good job reinforcing there by Sok, but he's continuing to lose medics. He's continuing to lose Marines, and his force is getting smaller and smaller. More and more mutas have been built, and I don't see a Hydra Den anywhere. I don't see a Queen's Nest either. Sok is actually rocketing up towards a science vessel now. +1 is done. A lot of damage coming out of these mutas. Maybe you can fly around behind. Gonna open up a little area of attack here. Wow, so many mutas coming in. These mutas are gonna be able to do a lot here. This is actually 2 groups of mutas. 2 groups of mutas here going to work on this mineral line. He killed the turret super fast. But this is hard. This is very hard to control right now. He's actually gonna go after the factory. What are you doing, Solki? Don't do that to me, man. Can't be losing all these mutas right now. That's so many mutas. That's an incredible investment here. And there's the next stage of the tech. Hydra Den is on the way. Queen's Nest as well, but we're gonna have some Valkyries out here shortly, and the moment these Valkyries pop, 2 Valkyries are gonna pop out, and I think Sok is gonna move directly across the map and put the pressure on again. Solki, I don't think he's gonna be ready for this. His Hydras are out, but his Lurker upgrade is not done. He doesn't have any Scourge either. Ooh, almost got hit by both of those Valkyries there. If he took one full volley from each of those, he would have been in a really bad spot. He would have lost so much health on these. I'm gonna take a couple of volleys here, but still alive. There's some Scourge. Finally popping out a couple of those. Maybe when he engages with all the mutas, the Scourge can get rid of these Valkyries, and then he can hold this push, but it's going to be a close thing. Sok pushing forward. Eggs out here in the front, trying to block up this area. Going after the sunken colonies. He's going to lose his Scourge. Here comes the mutas. They're really stacked up. The Scourge are going to connect, but the Marines shoving through here, and all the mutas die. The lurkers are gonna pop out. They're gonna be instantly gunned down though. There's a beautiful scan. Oh, getting some pretty decent shots. But the rest of the lurkers are pushed away, and the Marines will go to town here on the natural. That is it. Sulky gonna be knocked out. Oh my god. Zerg not even getting a single win this week? Are you kidding me? Caster's curse here, guys. Zerg gets knocked out first. They were looking like their lineup was so good, but they get absolutely smashed. Unreal. Look at KCM's face. What? Huh? Really? Are we kidding? Is this clown world? Where are we? This is the KCM, boys. This is the KCM in 2023. That is unbelievable. Well, at least in Season 3 anyway. Season 2, Season 1, completely different story. But Season 3 has been a wild one. Weird. Started off with a Protoss victory in Week 1. Now we've got the Tier 2 players, or the Tier 1 players, defeating these Tier 0, these ASL level players getting rocked. And Sock is the king of the castle right now. He is the star of the show. Him and YSC getting all the kills today. And now there's only one player left. This is actually perfect now that I'm looking at it for Snow. Let's go on into that next game. With Soul Key going down, the way has been cleared here for Snow. I didn't realize this until the end of that last game, but Snow, all he's got left is Terran players, man. He's got Sock here on a retro, and then Light is the final player left in this week. So I'm assuming, again, Caster's curse. Let's knock on wood here, that Snow should be able to take down Sock. This is basically the PVT Bonjour here. Can't really technically call him a Bonjour, but Snow is, he's the man. He's the master of this matchup. He's incredible in KCM. He's incredible in Pro League. Whenever his team or his squad or whatever, his race is able to set him up to only play against Terran players, he is dominant. That is where he shines, in places like Pro League, where you can decide which time you want to bring out Snow, when you want to use him to cut down Terran players. I think I said Protoss earlier, but cut down Terran players, yes. This is when Snow can shine. Snow is moving around the map with a Zealot. He's going to put that pressure on. Let's see the difference between the pressure that Snow can deal here and what comes out of players like Mini, players like YSC. Here comes that first Zealot. Probe going to get in here, trying to block this first Marine. Does get picked off, but great control from Sock, actually. Handling this very, very well. As the Zealot runs here into the main. Gonna look for some damage here. Maybe just run around the mineral patches one more time as the second Marine comes through. Or a second Zealot comes through, jumping on this first Marine. Oh, blocked by the SCV, but he picks off that Zealot without too much more damage. Nothing in the bunker right now. So that's a bit of a problem for old Sock. Sock bringing up the Marines, has 3 out now. Good control so far. Does lose one of them, gonna lose a second. Uh-oh. 3 total Marines have gone down so far. And the Zealot is still on a rampage here in the main base. Might be able to get this one last Marine. SCV's being transferred, could end up blocking this. No, good control here from Sok. Looks like just barely picks that off. Another Zealot wanders here into the natural. Looking for some more kills here. The Marine comes out. The SCVs are being pulled to block. Nicely done. Dragoon making its way to the front here. Oh, Zealot gonna get back into the main once again. And I've got to say, Sok is handling this very, very well. A lot of Terran players will fall apart to this type of harassment. Unfortunate there. It kind of slipping right as I was talking. Guys, Caster's Curse is real. I swear to God. The moment I start to praise one of these players, they immediately fuck up. It's like... you could bet, like, you can set your clock, set your watch to when players are going to make a mistake. It is exactly 20 seconds after I praise them. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But Sok does finally clean that up. Overall, not a bad hold. He did lose quite a few Marines. He got the full scout, though, and decided immediately to cancel his... academy there, or no, sorry, his armory, and switches it up to an eBay. eBay on the way. He's already in position to throw down this turret. He really needs a turret here. Has to hold on against this Reaver, which is about to pop out from snow. If you get across the map here, snow, and there's no turret and no defense, he's just gonna tear you apart. It's gonna be brutal. So the turrets are starting up. Looks like it's just barely going to finish in time, that first turret there to the north. We'll see if Snow can still get some damage, because a lot of the time he still can. Even if you're well prepared, he flies straight on by this. There's nothing to spot on the high ground. So he's going to fly straight in here. Marines are on the attack, trying to... Oh, nice control, pulling away the one Marine, making sure that the other two still do survive. This is the only anti-air he has right now. He needs to deal some damage. Sorry about that, guys. Still a little bit sick. Nice pick off on that Dragoon. He does get some hits onto the Reaver here. Snow being super annoying with this, as usual. Always. As always, a couple of goons gonna try to run by, but there's Marines in the bunker. I think that Snow was expecting he would pull those Marines out, but not going to do so. Sok keeping his front alive here. There's the Wraith. Finally, the Wraith gonna come out. He drops the Reaver one more time, gets one Scarab, gets a couple of kills with on the SCVs, but that is it. It's been held. Not bad. Not too bad at all. Blocking the third base here. Sok pulling out all the stops to try and give himself an advantage going forward. I'm incredibly impressed. He's done very, very well at holding this. This is not reminiscent of some of the games we've seen recently with Snow just tearing Terran players apart, making them look silly with the Reaver play. That still could happen here later on in the game. I feel like Sok has been practicing unreasonably hard lately. This guy is playing out of his mind, handling even the most powerful Protoss versus Terran player in the world, and keeping himself on even footing. He's actually ahead in supply right now, by the way, guys. His follow-ups have been fantastic as well, holding on in the early game and then going out and dealing damage and you know, maintaining that lead throughout. He's got a drop heading out on the map. We've seen this before. Sok has been doing fantastic with these drops so far. We'll see if he can get more damage done this game. Few gateways here in the main. Science facility about to finish up. We're going to have that science facility done before the +1 is finished. Drop here into the main. Looks like I got spotted by the one pylon there, but single vulture going to be let out. Actually, second vulture coming out as well. He's going to try and get over here. Maybe get a couple extra kills. He's already gotten 2 or 3. Might even get one more. No, not able to get that, but dropping over here on the right-hand side now, too. Should be able to get a few more kills. Oh, Reaver is here. He's going to hide behind these mineral patches. Maybe go around the Nexus once more. Yeah, stopping that from connecting, making that dud out. Very well played by Sock. Playing like ring around the rosy here. Nah, looks like that will finally go down. Not too bad though. Buying a little bit of time, forcing the probes off the line, killing quite a few of them. That was a worthwhile drop, and I think the drop did indeed return home as well. Oh, look at that. Ooh, we're going for cloak. Very cool stuff. We saw this from Fantasy recently, going for cloak wraiths in this matchup, utilizing it to, I think that was Fantasy, right? I believe so. Utilizing the cloak wraith to pick off Templar and shuttles. You can buy about 3-4 wraiths, fly around the map. You know, you're constantly scanning, looking for the army, and as soon as you find the Templars are popping out at the rally, you can send those across the map and kill a few. And that is a huge win if you can pick off a couple of the early Templar. Oh god, the tank again! Oh! The tank play, the tank drop play has been amazing. He does get the tank, but that had like 4 or 5 kills. And these vultures are getting a few kills as well. One more? One more? It's even one more. Wow, amazingly well done so far from Sock. This man is looking like the terrorist himself, Fantasy. Maybe taking a page out of his book. Maybe his practice partner or his coach. I'm not sure. Fantasy is back, but he hasn't joined in on KCM or anything. He's just been playing at an incredibly high level in on the ladder. He's at like 2,700 on 2 different accounts, which is kind of insane. Even though he's been getting drop hacked and everything just like everybody else, his stats are a little bit ridiculous. His MMR is kind of crazy for someone who's just come back, and he plays like this. He plays exactly like what Sock is doing right now, which is just constant drops, endless probe damage, putting the Protoss player further and further behind. Oh, and a mine goes off as well. How is he taking down Snow right now? Are you kidding me? What am I looking at? Snow is gonna lose this observer. The wraiths here at the front, getting some value here. The dropships constantly doing damage. And now Sock is gonna be moving forward with a 15 supply lead here. He's gonna lose the shuttle. Oh no, the shuttle's gonna go down. Shuttle is dead. And with this cloak, he's gonna be able to kill the Reavers as well. Gonna lose 1 tank, but I think he can pick this off. Okay, here comes the observer. Observer gonna be decloaking these units, detecting these units, but the Reaver is so close to dead. Another drop. Oh my goodness, is there a tank in this as well? If he has a tank up here, I don't think he does, but he could deal so much damage at this spot. 1 goon at the 3rd base. Gonna skirt the outside of that instead. Maybe he wants to go back into the main once again, now that there are some more defenses over at that spot. Reaver here on the high ground. Another shuttle has arrived, but here's the drop into the natural. This drop could deal so much damage. Snow is dealing with a lot of other stuff on the map right now. He's dealing with this attack right now. He's gonna lose his science vessel. Consolation prize. No, 10 HP. It manages to survive. Oh my god, so many probes going down. I cannot believe this right now. How is this going so one-sided for Sock? He's gonna lose the shuttle. Shuttle's gonna go down. The Reaver's gonna die as well. Why don't we see Terran players do this every single game is the question I'm now asking myself, because this has been incredible. Sock is actually dominating Snow right now. He's 30 supply ahead. He's dealt with all the Reaver play. It's not like Snow is playing outside of his comfort zone right now. He's on a map that we've all played. Looks like he's gonna pick off these tanks over here on the right-hand side, but all the Dragoons are gonna go down. Trading out just a few Vultures, and that is it. And the third base will be Sock's here. Sock is gonna take that away. That is nutty. Dropping down below 100 supply right now. Snow is nearly dead at this point. And I mean, Sock gonna carry it to victory? This is really wild. I'm at a loss right now for how well this guy is playing. Some more SCVs gonna come down. Trying to set up a wall here on the left-hand side. He wants to take that base and secure it while moving through the middle of the map with this massive army. I think he realizes just how far ahead he is at this point, because not holding anything back, he's just going to start to attack across the map. A great Scarab dealing a lot of damage here to these tanks, but just fully unsieged. Oh, another great Scarab. Sock, I don't know about this, man. That's a little bit rough. He is gonna keep pushing forward here, but the control from Snow has been outstanding, dealing so much damage to these tanks. Still, all the Dragoons have been killed. The tanks are now gonna start to siege up here, and with them, you know, oh god, another great shot. Oh, another great shot. Holy crap, you cannot count Snow out of any game. My bad, guys. This Reaver control is insane. Finally, it does go down, though. And the tanks... Oh, the shuttle dies as well. And Snow, GG. He taps out, and Sock takes the victory. What? Oh my god. Sock with the all kill. YSE, Mini, and Snow. That's every Protoss player. Unreal. Unbelievable. He was able to pull that off. He also took down both Hero and Soul Key. Just incredible, guys. Making a name for himself here in KCM. Proving to everybody that he is not a B-teamer, making the case for himself here in KCM. Maybe he does stand a chance in ASL. There's a lot of great contenders this year, man. The Fantasy included, Flash included. There's so many good players this season, guys. This is truly an insane time for Starcraft. But there you guys have it. Terran snags that win. All right, your point rankings here on the screen. As you can see, much closer this season than previous. Protoss hopping ahead, getting that second place victory. 2 points here for Terran. It's still early in the season, but I like to see a close formation. I like to see all the teams being represented and doing well. I was completely wrong for my predictions this week, guys. Let me know if you ever imagined that Sock was going to get an all kill in this week of KCM. It seemed unreal. It seemed impossible, but there it is. Incredible series. Light didn't even get to play. I thought that Light was going to be the only hope for Terran there. I thought that Light was like the only serious pick on the Terran squad, if I'm being honest, with players like Soulkey, Mini, Snow in the lineup. Like, how are you going to bring out Sock against that? How are you going to bring out that lineup from Terran? But proving me absolutely wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong, guys. I'm always happy to see upsets in either the KCM, the ASL, or any other of these tournaments. It just shows that players are continuing to improve continuing to dedicate themselves to this beautiful, beautiful game, as that is it for week number 2. I hope you enjoyed this solo cast. I think we'll have Shun back here for week number 3. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you can, join the Patreon as well. We do really, really appreciate all the support, guys. I will see you in the next week of KCM.